Hey loves, I'm going to show you an app that makes keeping up with all of the information from your doctor's appointments so much easier. This video is a paid sponsorship in collaboration with Abridge, and I can't wait to show you guys how it works. So if you guys are anything like me, depending on what you got going on in your life can feel like it's full of endless doctor's appointments. And so I know for me, when I was on my journey to conceive our daughter Victory, I had so many doctor's appointments with so many different doctors, just trying to get to the bottom of our infertility diagnosis. And so sometimes when you're going to all these doctor's appointments, it's hard to keep up with what the doctor's saying, because of course they're using all their medical jargon and we don't know what they're talking about half the time. And of course when you're in your doctor's appointment, you want to be present, so you forget to take notes. But then when you get home, you're like, what did the doctor say? I forgot. Like, what was that one thing they said? What was that one term they used? And so the Abridge app is going to help you guys. It's going to make your life so much easier. I've already been playing around with it. What the app does is you actually can record your audio conversations with the doctor. So as soon as the doctor walks in, you hit the record button, and then you don't have to think about it anymore. You hit the record button, you set the phone down. The phone records the audio between you and the doctor and whoever else is in the room. And then once the doctor leaves and your appointment's over, you just hit the record button again, and then the audio stops and automatically saves into the app. And then it actually goes a step further and takes the audio recording and turns it into a transcript, y'all. This blew my mind. Okay, so let me tell y'all what I did the other day, because I was a little skeptical at first. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna record some stuff and then it's just gonna like make a list of words for me. So what you do is once you record it and it saves to your phone, it takes a little minute and it, like, you know, does this little magic thing, and then the transcript pops up on the phone, y'all. It pops up and you can read the whole like appointment, and you also can replay the audio. And the app also allows you to add additional information about the appointment. Let's say if you are a caregiver, if you're going to an appointment for your parent or for your child, then you can add their name in there. You can add the doctor's information. And so it's just so cool that this app, you know, does that for you. And so it makes a transcript and it pulls out all of the medical terminology, and it makes things so much easier because you can just scroll through and like point and just pick out like all of the medical terms that you're looking for. And then it goes a step further because it lets you actually share the transcript and share the audio with your loved ones, with your friends. I think another cool thing about the app is that it keeps a record of all of your different appointments. And so once you go to a new appointment, you can have all that information right in your hand, and you have your health history in hand for like if you're going to a different doctor. So I want to show you guys exactly how it works. The Abridge app is available in the App Store for all of you Apple users out there, but for me, I'm Team Android. It's available in the Play Store for all the Android users, and it's a free app. You simply download it and install it on your phone like any other app you have on your phone, and it's so easy because you just add an email address, create a password, and that's it. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how this app works, and we're going to see just how good it is at pulling out some of the medical terminology from the audio that I'm going to record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a super random conversation. I guess it's not a conversation because I'm talking to myself, but I'm going to record just some random IVF stuff from a doctor's appointment that I could have that's going to use a bunch of medical terms and just random stuff, and I'm going to see how well the app can pull out all of the medical terms. So I'm going to go ahead and start it and see what happens. So what you do is you just hit the little record. Okay. What happened? All right, there we go. So what you do is you just hit the little record button right here, and then it's going to tell you not to turn off your screen. If you cut the screen off, then it's not going to keep recording. And so if you are worried about your battery life, you can just dim your screen. But as long as you keep the screen awake, then it will continue to record. And so I am going to just ramble off a whole bunch of stuff, and we're going to see how good this app is. So in order to prepare for a frozen embryo transfer, I will need to begin taking the estradiol, which is an estrogen pill. I take those 3 times a day, 3 of them each time. So 3 pills 3 times a day. And then I also will need to take progesterone and oil, which is the PIO shots. You take those 5 days before your frozen embryo transfer. So all of my embryos are PGS tested, which is the pre-genetic screening. And once I have my frozen embryo transfer Then I will go in 10 days after the transfer for an HCG beta blood test or pregnancy test to see if the transfer was successful. And that also lets you know to make sure that it is not an ectopic pregnancy, and make sure you don't have a miscarriage or anything like that. So those are the random terms I'm gonna use. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording right there. This is the recording that I just did, and it says my audio is ready and it's gathering my insights, as you guys can see. So I can actually replay. And then it's going to tell you not to turn off your screen. If you cut the screen off, then it's not going to keep recording. And so if you are worried about your battery life, you can just dim it. We don't want to listen to that. So what it does is it does this little magic thing, and it takes a minute, and it's going to go through my recording, and it's going to pull up a whole bunch of the medical stuff that I mentioned, hopefully. Oh, there we are. That was quick. So these are called the meaningful moments. And so here's my transcript. Let's see what it pulled out. And so I am going to just ramble off a whole bunch of stuff, and we're going to see how good this app is. So in order to prepare for a frozen embryo transfer, I will need to begin taking the estradiol, which is an estrogen pill. I take those 3 times a day, 3 of them each time. So 3 pills 3 times a day. And then I also will need to take progesterone and oil, which is the PIO shots. You take those 5 days before your frozen embryo transfer. So all of my embryos are PGS tested, which is the pre-genetic screening. Cool. And I'm gonna pause it. And then what you can also do is you can share it. So like, say if I had an appointment and Tim wasn't able to make it or whatever, then I could share it to people. If I scroll down, I see all of the medical terms are bolded. So frozen embryo transfer, pre-genetic screening, frozen embryo transfer, HCG beta. This is so cool, y'all. This is cool. And so that's how it works. And then it just pulled out like the main things that I was talking about, which is frozen embryo transfer, a transfer, and an app. So obviously the transcript isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to be 100%, but it will give you something just to go ahead and, you know, base your appointment on, so you can have like all of the most important parts from the appointment and all of the important information. So now that I've shown you guys how the Abridge app works, I literally just recorded a bunch of audio, and it pulled out all of the key terms that I talked about and all the medical terms that I talked about, and put it into an easy to view transcript that I can share with my friends and family, or anybody that needs to know whatever's going on in my medical appointments. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're not yet a part of my little family, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And I also put a link in my description box so that you can easily download the Abridge app. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll be back next time with another video. Bye.